Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Draftkings and Fanduel. 11 games tonight. Get us started for this weekend. Let's get started. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate the like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, you can check out Twitter for updates later in the day at the DFS process. You can check out the site if you want to join. Link is in description. And let's get started with the point guard options today. We have 3 above 10,000: Booker, Steph Curry, and Ja Morant. Devin Booker's been hottest guy on the planet the last 2 games, dropping 51 and 3/4 and then 44 against the Kings previous game, shooting 80% and then shot 60% the previous game. I mean, last game just couldn't miss. 20 of 25 is absolutely insane. Finished with a very cool 69 DraftKings points, and now he gets one of the best matchups against the Rockets. So I'm not going to say you can't play Devin Booker, because the way that he's been going right now, probably making a case for MVP if he continues his strong play like this. Definitely going to be firmly in the mix there. So I probably like Booker more than the Curry, I'd say, for 600 less. And then Ja Morant at 10-8 against Philly. I'm not going to pay all the way up for him. But, if you make a lot of teams, sprinkle him in a little bit. 9K options. Young against Denver. Not too interested there. Halliburton is questionable. That'll open up the door for some value on the Pacers if he misses with Mathurin, Buddy Hield. They've become much better options. We have Kyrie's pretty cheap, $8,200. He's been consistent, not going crazy in the fantasy points, but last game took 20 plus shots for the first time in a while. So he's going to be aggressive. Simmons is out, so maybe more ball handling for Irving. Get some assists, get some other peripheral stats there. McCollum is going to be back today's probable return. That'll just hurt like Alvarado and some of the other role players on the Pelicans. Chris Paul is still out, and even though Campaign has been struggling recently, this price tag against the Rockets, a team that turns the ball over a good amount and just plays at a fast pace and should be a high-scoring game, I'll take some shots with Campaign at this price tag. Not too long ago, he was in the mid 7K, 73. Price tag is down almost 1,000 to 64. And the matchup is great. He still flashed some good upside. He still gives you 45, 50 point upside on his best days. And this is one of the best matchups you could ask for. So I think he'll be able to get some assists, get some easy shots, and play good minutes at least, unless it turns into a blowout. Shooting guard, Booker's your best option. Not too interested in the 8K options, really, except for Jaylen Brown, even though it's a tough matchup. Good price tag at 8K for him. 7K range, not really too interested in any of these guys. Maybe McCollum at 76, probably looks the best out of the group. Clarkson is a great player this year, but 71, I'd rather go down to his teammate who's only $5,500, and that's Colin Sexton. Mike Conley's still out, missing his 7th straight game, and Colin Sexton has stepped up into the starting lineup, playing 30-plus minutes in most competitive games. He's been consistent recently, 3 straight 32-plus DraftKings point outings with at least 5 assists in all those games, shooting at a high clip. It's a great matchup against the Pacers. They give up a lot of points. They'll play fast. It's at home in Utah, where the Jazz snapped their losing streak last game, and hopefully they can continue to build off of the last game's win tonight against the Pacers, who could be shorthanded. Small forward is a pretty tough position right now, I'd say, on DraftKings. Right now I have it open in terms of the core plays. We'll see once we get some more news throughout the day, but don't mind if you wanted to pay up for like a LeBron or even Tatum, the way that he's been going. The mid-range, I don't really want to get to DeRozan much. 7K options, Markkanen, he's basically 8K at 79. Looks okay. And then your values in the 7K range are like Keldon Johnson, we'll see on Tobias Harris news. 6K range, Brooks looks okay. Buddy Hield would be a great option if Halliburton misses tonight. And then Trey Murphy III. Herb Jones is out tonight, and Ingram has already been ruled out, so he's going to continue playing high minutes and has looked really good this year. And when he's given opportunities, he's not afraid to shoot. He's taken 13-plus shots the last 3 games, and he's made a good amount of them as well. Took 12 threes last game, so definitely a guy that will fire away, and against the Spurs, no problems playing him there. Power forward, your pay up is Giannis. He's 12-3. Going up against the Lakers, it's a spot where he should crush. The price tag is just expensive, so I'm not too fond of it there. I'd rather get to Pascal Siakam. He's $9,300. Probably people are sleeping on him right now. Third, fourth game back, or just a few. He's played 4 games since he's missed some time. Actually, make that. Okay, he's been back for a bit, but the minutes are finally starting to come up for him. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. He's only played. This is his 3rd game back from missing a ton of time, and first 2 games he played 30 and 34 minutes. Nick Nurse was not afraid to give him good minutes right out of the gate, which is a good sign coming off of a groin injury. Price tag is nice on him given the matchup. I mean, he's deserving of a plus 9K price tag. The games that he has played this year, I mean, he's been very good, dropping 20 plus points in almost all of them, 18 in a few. Chips in with rebounds, assists, can flirt with triple doubles. Now he's going up against a Brooklyn Nets team that they really don't play defense. I mean, if Simmons was there, they'll probably have Simmons on him, but now not sure who they'll try to put on him, maybe Royce O'Neal, but he'll be able to crush anyways. Okay, earlier this year he put up 73 against them with a monster triple-double, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has another monster game. First 2 games back, he shot really well, so that's a good sign. Just peripheral stats he can probably get more of, and it wasn't going crazy with the minutes of at least the first game, only 30, and then last game it was a blowout a bit, but he still played 34, but this is a spot where he could get up to like 38 to 40 minutes if Nick Nurse wants to just go all in with him. So 93 for him, gives you 70-point upside. I like it a lot. Other options would be like Markkanen at 79, and then it kind of drops off a bit. You have like Draymond, you could take shots on. Gordon is playing well without Michael Porter Jr. is out again today. So some of those options. Value-wise, I like Vanderbilt at only 48. He's like the perfect kind of high bust, or not, he's a low floor but a high ceiling type of guy. He can give you those games where it gives you 18 to 17 DraftKings points, but then other games where it gives you 37 like he did last game with a big double-double. And matchup is good against the Pacers. So I like him for his price tag. Over at center, another spot where you could go cheap if you wanted to. Your pay-up is going to be Jokic, my opinion, at 11-4 against Atlanta. Value-wise, Mobley, I like him a lot. Allen is ruled out, and last game was a blowout, so he didn't play a ton. Just 24 minutes, but he was on pace to have another really, really good game. 32 DraftKings points in just 24 minutes. Shot 8 of 10 in that game. Would have had a double-double easily if he got his extra couple rotations. So, really like Mobley. You'll probably put him in at the forward spot. Value-wise, at center, you have a lot of these guys out. So, possibly you could be looking at the Atlanta front court if Capella's out alongside Collins. So, we'll see once we get that news. But if looking for cheap, it's going to be Vanderbilt or Zach Collins. Now, Collins will give you probably more minutes tonight, so maybe he's a little bit of a safer option. He played 27 with 5 fouls, but without Pirtle, wouldn't be surprised if he gets over 30. It's a spot where they'll need some size against the Pelicans who start Valanciunas and Zion there, and they'll play Nance a bunch as well. So I'm not afraid that he won't get the minutes, just staying out of foul trouble. And if he does, I think he'll be able to give you at least 5.5 to like 7x would be nice for Collins today. And then at the forward spot is where I'm going to put in Mobley right now. It's only 7K. Just basically what I mentioned at the center spot. Going to be getting a lot more rebounding opportunities without Allen there. Lots of easier looks at the basket, just dunking the ball. Sometimes when Allen's there, they have to space it out a little bit more, so he's taking more jumpers. But basically going to be playing center so he can smash some easy dunks. I know they started like a big guy next to him against Philly, but he's probably going to close that center anyways. So these are the 5 guys I got right now on DraftKings. Let's look at FanDuel. All right, on FanDuel, pretty much the same core I got here. Point guard campaign at only 6,000 looks really good for the value. Other picks in that range, we don't mind going up to Clarkson on FanDuel at only 66. Jalen Green is cheap as well at 67. And we'll see once we get some more news, for some of these other value guys that we could look to. Cole Anthony made his return, but he only played 20 minutes, so probably still give him on a little bit of a minutes restriction for the next few games at least. And Fultz also return for them. Shooting guard, I got Colin Sexton. He's only 51. I love the price tag there. He can give you 6x easily, if not more, if he continues to, play well and shoot really well. Other options would be Jalen Green, Wagner, Clarkson. Those guys are nicely priced. Buddy Hield, if there is no Halliburton, I love him at that price tag. And we saw a big game from Gary Trent, but tough to trust that, I'd say. Small forward, I got Trey Murphy, 57. Not a spot where there's a ton of mid-range, so you might end up being forced to go up. And on FanDuel, James is cheap and Durant's cheap, so don't mind getting to those guys. Marketing is a little bit more affordable. It's 400 less on FanDuel at only 75. Keldon Johnson looks good at 7K. And 6K range is Buddy Hield if there's no Halliburton and possibly Wagner. But with some of those point guards coming back, it could be a little bit more of a kind of a little bit more crowded backcourt for the Magic. But they'll still probably be on a bit of a minutes limit. Over at power forward, put in Mobley because why not? He's super cheap at 72, I'd say, given the role that he has. At center, I'll put in Siakam. But power forward, I have Mobley. Other options would be paying up for Siakam, but I have him at center. Looking for value picks here, 6K range, you have Gordon at 63, probably my favorite in that range. 5K would be Jabari Smith at 59. Collins still looks good, but 56, a little bit different than 49. He can give you some blocks and steals, so he does give you some upside on FanDuel. And then at center, don't mind Jokic, don't mind Embiid, but I'm going with Siakam because wouldn't be surprised if he gives you similar DraftKings point or FanDuel points as these top three guys for $1,600 to $2,000 to $2,100 less than those guys. Just love the matchup against the Brooklyn Nets, and I think he, the way that he shot the last couple of games, I think he's ready to have a monster game as long as he continues to shoot decently. And then you have a lot of guys out, so like I mentioned, Claxton is in play, Capella's in play if he does suit up, and value-wise would be like Collins, and kind of it for the most part. But that's it for the video today. Thank you for watching. Best of luck. If you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time.